Hey guys, Tom here from Hobbit's Hall Gaming Group with another Death Guard update for you. I'm going up earlier in the week this week because I've pretty much finished what I plan to do for this army with the bits I've got at the moment. So I'm going to have to be ordering new stuff, but I can't do that until I go back to work. So this is where we're at. So this week I've done quite a lot. I've made some Terminators, some more Terminators, and another squad of normal Marines, Chaos Marines. It's 15 strong this time. I quite enjoyed making these guys. Obviously we've got the champion bloke here, plasma pistol and a power sword and a nice cloak. I'm not too fussed on these plasma pistols because for some reason the Chaos people have just bolted some metal around the front, so it's a bit fat. I'm not too happy with that, but hey ho. Bloke with Icon of Despair as usual. Everyone's got bolt pistol chainsword because I like that. Some of them have 2 chainswords. Only a couple of them though, because you don't get any right arm chainswords, so you have to convert them, which is just a nightmare. Yeah, there we are. And 2 melter guns for this squad, so I'll have 3 full squads of Marines in my army now, which should be fab. That's the Marine front this week. Terminator front, I've had to go with some Terminators this week. I've made 5 normal guys, and I've cherry picked the best bits from 2 boxes to make these 5, and I must say I'm not that impressed with this kit at all, if I'm honest. They're not very... Well, I know Terminators aren't meant to be very dynamic, but they're a bit less dynamic than I was expecting. Because this hand I had to cut off and put on again to get this shoulder pad on, because initially it did look like he was running. But that's a bit of a fail there, so I've got a Reaper autocannon guy. This guy I had a bit more success with. Looks like he's running just a little bit. There's not much motion in there. And there I can see these things breaking off very, very easily. But we'll have a go with that as well. Who else have I got that's good? Oh, this guy looks like he's running, definitely. I'm quite happy with him. He's fine. Obviously I've still got to put the heads on, guys. Don't think I forgot that. That's fine. This guy is going to be the icon bearer of the unit. You don't get any plastic poles in the Chaos sprue, not that I noticed anyway. So I've had to make my own, but that's alright because I've got some left over from the normal Marine squads and another guy. And they all seem quite reliant on their weapons, ranged weapons in these poses. Not much fighting going on, but there we are. Yeah, so I'm only going to have 1 unit of those in my army, mainly because they just cost far too many points for what I think they're good at. I'd much rather Mauler Fiends to take on some stuff in combat with power fists. But there we are. You've seen this guy already. He's my first level 3 sorcerer. Level 3 sorcerer. That's fantasy, isn't it? What do you call it? Mastery level 3. And this week I've made him 2 buddies. So here's the first one, who's quite nice. I quite like the axe. But like I say, with the Forge World bits, the heads come attached, so it's either you have that pose or you cut off the head and redo it. But yeah, I think he looks alright. He's not too bad. And his other buddy, pretty much the same thing. I've given him the same axe because I quite like the axe and I could do a lot with that. But this guy's got it in the air, possibly, I don't know, calling on the dark powers to cast some spell, whatever. Yeah, so that's that. I'm ready for painting now, and I'm going to paint as soon as I get the army painter spray I want. But in the meantime, I've ordered some, and they have come, shades from GW. I'm not too sure on these. I've never used the shade. I used I think they were washes. Devlin Mud, everyone knows Devlin Mud. So I've got some of the darker shades to use on the army. I've got the green to give them a little bit of a green tint. See how it goes. And I've got 2 shades of brown and the black, obviously the Nern oil there. Not sure how they'll go, but I'm sure I'll have fun using them. So that's what I've done this week. Tale of Gamers, last week was 3 models, I think. Yes it was, and Cameron won. I've already told you this because I did it on Sunday. This week is a single unit of corps or troop, which is going to be really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing these guys fully done, and I'm looking forward to seeing Jamie's snow bases. They look really, really good. The one that he's done anyway. Yeah, it's going to be fab. If you're watching this next week, a slight change to the plan. You need to paint a single model, just like the first week, but you bring your first week's model along with your new single model, and the person who has progressed the most, i.e. made their new model look better than their original model, will be the person who gets the points next week. So obviously if you did a rubbish job first week, you'll have gotten better hopefully, and you'll have a bit more, I don't know, whatever, a bit better painting style by now. However, if you did amazingly in the first week, you've got to try that much harder this week, or next week rather. So that's the insight there for you. My 500 point army is finished, ready to paint. I'm going to spray, so I'm going to show you that now. See you in a minute, guys. And we're back. So I've quickly got out my 500 point army that I'm going to paint first, and I'll take you through it and give you some tips if you're doing your own. I've gone for just 2 big units of 10. I say big, but in 500 points that's pretty big. And a level 2 sorcerer, and this guy I want to talk about first. I've converted him from Forge World bits and various other bits that I've had lying around, like the Blood Angel Hand, etc. He is a really, really, really good asset in my 500 point force. Yeah, just having, and I've been running the Nurgle powers as well. And everyone said the Nurgle powers were rubbish, but they're absolutely amazing. The Nova power, I can't remember the names exactly. The Nova power as the Primus power is awesome. Not so much in 500 points, but in bigger games I'm sure it could get better, because you do only get 1 unit within 6 inches usually. However, that unit then takes damage on 4+, which is good. And then you've got your Large Blast AP2, that was awesome. The Malediction spell, then you roll to see if you get if your enemy unit gets -1 toughness, -1 strength, -1 attack, or whatever. That's really cool. The only one I haven't found useful is the weapon virus one. I can remember that name because it's rubbish. It gives your opponent's weapons gets hot, and for my army that's no good, because usually the sorcerer is in the close combat unit, and if you're within 12 inches you're going to try and charge anyway, so it doesn't really matter. They get 1 shot off, and yes, maybe 1 might die from an overwatch shoot, but it's not really that game changing, if I'm honest. Yeah, so that's that guy. I run him level 2, mastery level 2, because I just don't have any more points to make him level 3. Would I make him level 3? I don't know, maybe not. Paul's been running level 3, and I know his guy denies everything, because he got like a 4+ save against my guy, because he's a sorcerer and higher mastery. I didn't know that rule, but I do now. Yeah, but I'm after that. That's pretty good. But I don't know for this bloke. And then we move on to my 10-man unit of close combat people. I've got a champion with power sword and plasma pistol. I can spare 2 flamer guys. They haven't got the flamers on yet, and the rest are pistol and chainsword. And the idea with these guys is they just run into the nearest thing and kill it, hopefully. Yeah, they've worked out pretty well. Usually the sorcerer goes with them, and they take on all comers pretty much. Usually everyone here dies. The sorcerer is the only one alive, but usually finishes off the enemy single-handedly, which is pretty nice. The flamers I like. I love flamers. I absolutely adore flamers. I love massive units of flamers, like in the tactical support squad I run for my Imperial Fists pre-heresy. But in this army they haven't done much yet. I don't know why. I've played a few games. They just haven't actually fired at all. So I might change them for melters or plasmas, depending on how it goes when I play Paul again, or someone else. Maybe it'll be different, because I've only played Paul, and we've changed our armies quite a lot, but there we are. So that's that unit. That's my favourite unit in the army at the moment. And the next unit is another unit of 10 Marines. Champion with power sword again, no plasma pistol this time. Icon of Despair. 2 plasmas, and the rest have bolt guns, no additional chainsword. And the idea behind these guys was just for them to camp right at the back on an objective and shoot everything that comes towards them. However, in practice I've been using them to move up and rapid fire heavy armoured stuff, and obviously take on Terminators with their plasma guns and stuff, and that usually leaves my objectives not held at all. But I kill the enemy with them. They haven't done that much, if I'm perfectly honest. It might be better to run 2 squads, one with bolters to stay back and another close combat squad. But I don't know, I'll see. I've got enough guys to do that, so if I want to change them I can, and it's the same points. But there we are. Yeah, and that's my 500 point army as it stands at the moment. I'm quite happy with it, so I'll be sticking with it. For 750 points in our escalation, or our Tale of Gamers, or whatever you want to call it, I'll be doing either 2 Mauler Fiends, and I've tried that and it works amazingly. Everyone said Mauler Fiends were rubbish, and I'm like, psh, they're not rubbish, they're amazing. And or even a Mauler Fiend and a Blight Drone as a flyer. But I don't know, because the Blight Drone I've noticed has a battle cannon. How amazing is that? And a Reaper autocannon, which is like, meh, okay. But it actually has a battle cannon. 750 points. Flyer, battle cannon, hell yes. But I do like the Mauler Fiends. We had a discussion about the Mauler Fiends special rules. The Lasher Tendrils, I think they are. If you hit once, you get an extra attack. And it's called Lasher Tendrils, that's the rule. But in the War Gear section it says 2 Lasher Tendrils. So does that mean he gets an extra 2 attacks because he uses them twice, or he only gets 1 because as a whole those 2 are a set? If you know the answer to that, please tell me. Please comment, because I don't know. They seem a bit OP with 2. That means if they hit with all their attacks, all 3 of them, they get an extra 4 if they've got 2 sets, which is a bit ridiculous if I'm honest. But yeah, there we go. There's my 500.4. So I hope you like this, guys. I did tell you about the Tale of Gamers. I'm not going to tell you again. It's somewhere in the middle. You'll have to go back and find it. Yeah, and hopefully next time you'll see me painting up some of these guys. Thanks for watching.